from you still don't get frames, it's really important, Peku, that you do. It's really important when you get to the higher levels of the game. So like, here's the thing. There are rank ranges, right? There are rank ranges and regions. You check. Hold on a sec. Let me try to see if I could demonstrate this in such a way. Hold on. Let me see. Can you guys see the fetching? You can. Here we go. So let me tell you right now, Peku. That is the reason why I am dying right now. That is the reason why I am dying. Because all the way up to Tekken King, even in Tekken 7, all the way up to Tekken 7, I played by feeling. And playing by feeling creates bad habits. Horrible habits. Horrible habits that will get you murdered. That's why I can't recover now. You stay in the gym, sick. So like, if you look, take a look. Can we zoom in on this? I can't zoom in on this. Okay, right? So in the way things work, right? A lot of the time, through 7 and 8, the rank ranges require certain skills to either be mastered or have a good handling on before you are able to move up to another rank range. So from here, beginner to cavalry is where you want to learn your character. You want to know your moves. All here, yellow ranks included, right? Because you could really get through just sending your move list, because nobody knows what to do. You check? So all in here, do what you want. Up to yellow at least, and a little bit in orange too. Do what you want. Here, a lot of the time is where some of your worst habits are made. Right? But the primary focus is to learn your character. Know your moves. Know what buttons do what. Even if you don't know the frames. Know what buttons do what strings do where, them kind of things. Combos are cool. Combos come in here in orange rank. This is where you learn your combos. Your optimal combos gets you further in these ranks. Because nobody ain't gonna be doing the same damage that you're gonna be doing. Because when they're doing 65, you're doing 90. Because you know your optimals. That will push you through here. Right? Ending 10 real. Ending red ranks. And into flame ruler. That's where you have to learn how to block. You gotta learn the block. It's not always your turn. Even if you don't have the most optimal punish, you gotta know that I'm not supposed to be pressing buttons here, because everybody else still sending their move list. Okay? Still sending their move list. Learn when it's not your turn. Learn the block. That will push you to Fujin. Fujin is where the game begins to get more serious for you. Fujin is where you need to learn your punishes. You should have already optimized your combos. You need to learn your punishes, because people in this game, of course, send in their move lists. And you need to know the right response for when they send something that you could do something about. Right? Right. Now, when you've learned your punishes and you've punished your way to Bushin, right? And you've comboed your way to Bushin, the game takes a turn for the worst, because it doesn't limit itself just to the mechanics of the game. You then have to catch on to the player that you're playing against in the gold ranks. In the gold ranks is where you need to start paying attention to your opponent's habits. You need to start paying attention to their strings, what moves that they frequent. These are the kind of things that move you towards not just the mechanics of the game, but the psychology of your opponent. You gotta know what's in their mind a lot of the time. That becomes most evident in Tekken God and Tekken God Supreme. Tekken King is still kind of free, I ain't gonna lie. Tekken King is still kind of free because a lot of people are abusing the advantages of their characters. But it pays in dividends to understand who you're fighting. Now down here, God of Destruction and Beyond is the culmination of all of those things. All of those things. You need to understand best your character, what you can do. That should have already been established. You need to know what moves you are able to do. Right? You need to know what moves you can do that punish what things. All the time. All the time. Now, don't get me wrong. You are gonna make mistakes, and sometimes you're gonna get lucky doing some unoptimized, janky things that gonna win you some matches. But the more you cement those habits in your mind, the harder it is to beat people down here. Alright? So, where was I? You need to know your punishes. You need to know what your 10 frame, 12 frame, 13, 15, whatever your best launcher is. You need to know what those are and when to do them. It also becomes a requirement to know what everybody else could do. Okay? Because you need to know that if I block this, how much time do I have to blow them up? These are the things you need to handle. These are the things that you need to handle all the time. Another dimension of the game is spacing. Because we know that in this game now, backdashing doesn't work the same way. You can't just and then free yourself from the pressure. Eventually your opponent will push you back to a space where you step back once, and if they swing, you can kill them. Spacing becomes important. No, also bear in mind that all these skills that I mentioned can be used in these lower ranks, and it will fast track your progress. But there's ranges where certain skills become requirements. But let's continue. So after spacing, after punishment, after optimal combos, right? You've got sidestepping. Sidestepping is one of the worst habits, or best habits. Yes, one of the worst best habits that you can develop. Reason being is this game is also known as tracking 8. A lot of moves trap, but a lot of moves whiff when you sidestep. So a lot of people get in the habit, me included, of stepping anytime there's space. Anytime that they feel like their opponent will swing, they're gonna step and try to launch. Don't get too comfortable stepping any and every time. Pay attention to your opponent. Get into the psychology. Start throwing out feeler pokes. You do something to see what they do in response. Do it again. See if they make the same decision in response. And that's how you narrow down and drill down your opponent. Figure them out, calculate them, download them, as the saying goes. Now, for dudes like STK who are here, this rank, it used to be the top rank, but all gods of destruction are not created equal. Some people have mastered all the skills required by these levels and have moved beyond that. They don't play Tekken anymore. They don't just play Tekken. Like fighting GM, exactly like fighting GM. They don't just play Tekken. They play chess, but in a different way. They already understand the frames. They already understand the moves. They already understand stepping and spacing and all of that. It's now not a fight really, or so much against character to character. It's person to person. So, just like how STK has explained how he beats me all the time, they understand the decisions that their opponent are making through the decisions that their opponent is making through their character, right? Like he said before, if he puts me in a crouching stance, he knows for a fact that I gonna try and silver tail. And if he knows this, and I've proven this to be true time and time and again, he's gonna kill me for it. And that's why the record is like 70-0. Because he's already narrowed down all my time. He knows my flowchart. He knows the branches of thought that I go through when I try to fight. Right? You can't be that person. You can't be me. And fighting by feeling is what lands you in those positions. When you don't put in the effort to learn the mechanics of the game and then develop a well-rounded thought process and you're just going by instinct, it makes you a lot like an animal. This is why hunters and stuff could catch animals and put them in boxes and make cats pets and stuff like that. Because if you can understand the instinct, you can predict the action. You check? You feel me? You feel me? So fighting this animal becomes easy because I already know what he's thinking. I already know what his instinct says. His instinct says, oh no, I'm in a crouching position. My quick move, I need to do my quick move, that's silver tail. I know this animal is gonna do silver tail. Parry, block and punish, launch it, whatever you gotta do. Don't be an animal. Don't be an animal. Don't fight entirely on instinct. It's gonna get you killed even before you get to God of Destruction. Alright? I'm not saying you can't cheese your way there, but when you get there and you find out that everybody's blowing you up, everybody's launching you for everything, and you have no idea what to do, it's not the game. It's not the game. You've been found out, man. It's you. It's you. You see how STK kills me every time? It's not because he's using OP characters. It's not because he's using OP moves. It's because he knows what to do when I start to move. And the reason why I can't get a hang of things is because he makes it hard to get a read on him by doing things different a lot of the time. Either doing things differently or paying close enough attention to me to always keep me at a disadvantage. Like if I whiff, he can always blow it up. Whiff punishment mastered. You know what I mean? If I'm not using tracking moves, he could step it and launch it. Step it, master. You know what I mean? If I have a habit of doing punishable moves, like for example, I like to do 2-1. I like to do 2-1 a lot of the time. Or 4-3. Or 4-3-4, 4-3-3. A lot of people online don't have the reactions necessary to punish those moves. Even when they use characters that can punish them well. And me knowing this, or back 3-3, exactly. Back 3-3 is a quick move. And it gets under the radar for against a lot of people. But when you've developed your Tekken mechanics and your fighting style well enough, back 3-3 from your opponent becomes more of a blessing to you than a curse, because you're now confident and expecting it. And you're gonna launch it 9 times out of 10. You check? It's still a fast move. It gonna hit. But in this game, and in many Tekkens before it, maybe not many, at least this one, you only got blocked 2. You only gotta stop it twice. You only gotta stop it twice, and your opponent, your Lee opponent, is almost dead. You check? So now what I need to do is I need to develop my fighting style. And I need to get out of the habit of fighting instinctively, fighting mainly on reaction, because I'm being reduced to an animal. The instinct is understood, and now he's just casting his net. You know, he's just casting his net to catch me in whatever shenanigans and traps he's decided on. You check? Yeah. So that's my spiel. That's my rant, I guess. That's my TED talk. Yeah, that's my TED talk for losing another set. That's my TED talk. All right. I'm gonna fetch in, get to work. I'm probably gonna be at it for a while. If I do stream again, good clickbait name, man. I hope I'm not made fun of. I think I'll post this whole talk and see how it's received. I gonna let people you know, post your comments and your response to what I've said, and see if anybody finds fault in the things that I've said, especially in the breakdown of the ranks and the skills that they require, because there's anomalies at every level of Tekken. There are anomalies at every level of Tekken. Some gods of destruction don't know when to block. Some gods of destruction can't step. Some gods of destruction, you know, are still sending their move list. But when they find somebody who has mastered their skill, those skills, or even have a good handle, they die. They die. They die and they rage quit, and they block the people that beat them. And then they go online and post all kind of slander about about characters of OP.